far. See if they'll capitalize with another one here. Drivers coming out of the final corner, turn number 13. Yaney on the inside, Baptiste on the outside. His first front row start in USF Pro Championships competition. A couple of drivers with not a ton of experience up front. Everybody getting ready to rock. A little move there for Johnson. Green flag flying and we're underway. Green, green, green. The race down into turn number 1. Oh, we're going to make it interesting. 3 wide as they come in a little further back. Yaney outside. Look at Baptiste trying to hold the spot. He'll check up enough. Good call there for Baptiste to check up. I think Denmark holding on to P3. Jace Denmark into the 3rd spot. So Nicholas Baptiste could have got aggressive, but checked up a bit. A couple of drivers locking it up, going off. That is, I think, Mossman. Mossman overcooks it. Going into turn number 3. Has to take the wide outside line of that track, and he's going to fall all the way back almost to the very tail of the grid. Not quite, though. You see the D-Force car there. Matt Clark jumping up over the curbing on the exit, kind of pushed wide a little bit on the outside of turn 4. Simon Sykes digging there for P5. Another brake lock up. Everybody pushing hard at the opening circuit, as we know. Coming now through turn number 7. That short chute that leads them down into turn number 8 and 9. Flat out through there. These cars just hustle through 8 and 9. And here's the first run down into turn number 10. Do we get a shot here from Baptiste? Did he think about making a pass? Number of drivers defending to the inside. But no, Yaney holds the position. Baptiste goes into 2nd. Denmark still 3rd as they come back to 11 over to 12. Sykes now running in 4th. Clark 5th. I think Brooks potentially 6th. Yeah, Brooks is 6th. I want to say Johnson 7th. Johnson and Brooks side by side coming down into turn 1. Look a little further back there. Johnson gets the job done. Nikita Johnson, better run out of the corner. And I believe he's able to take the spot away from Christian Brooks to move Johnson up into 6th. Brooks back to 7th. 8th, Liam Skeets. 9th, Ricardo Escoto. 10th is Lockie Hughes. Lockie started 12th, got a couple of spots there. One gifted, I believe, by Mossman, who went off, as we said, over in turn number 3, a little overcooked there. He falls all the way back to 19th. Braden Eves, who started down in 17th, he's already up into the 13th spot. So Braden Eves up to P13 early on, first lap. Again, 18 laps for the drivers here in USF Pro 2000. They'll race again this afternoon. Green flag set to go at 2:15 this afternoon for race number 3 of the triple header. Bit of a gap you see there. We'll pick up where that gap is. That's 11th, I think, back to 12th. We've got a good group of 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 all running together there. Oh, look at this. Matt Clark trying to find a way by Simon Sykes, but Nikita Johnson's getting aggressive too. Look to the inside coming through. Nikita's a tighter entry or exit coming out of turn 13. Pinched down to the bottom a little bit. Let's see if Brooks is able to take advantage of that. The driver's slowed. No, we got full course yellow. It's a full course yellow. Unsure why at this point, but the yellow has come out. Not sure why we've got the yellow, but it did come out. It caught a couple drivers off guard there coming onto the front straightaway. AMR crew will head from their spot to try to find. You see him pulling out of the spot there just by the start-finish line. Might be Danny Dezelski. I don't know where Dezelski is, but did not come back around. Looking at all the camera angles I have. Potentially over on the outside of turn number 7. Yeah, Dezelski has stopped on the back part of the racetrack over turn 7, I believe. Danny had a great run yesterday. Tough to see him fall to the tail of the field here. It'll stack everybody back up. A good opportunity for Frankie Mossman to close back up as well. He's actually out of the car at this point. Not quite sure what happened there. Whether contact happened or what it was for Dezelski, but he is out. Might have happened over in turn number 6. A couple of drivers getting together potentially there. So we'll give you the lineup as they came across. Hunter Yaney, the leader, Baptiste in second, Denmark third, Sykes fourth, Clark fifth, Johnson sixth, Christian Brooks in seventh, Liam Skeets eighth, 9th and 10th, Ricardo Escoto and Lucky Hughes. 11th was Ethan Ho. Then we went back to that next group that had George Garcia-Arce, Logan Adams, Adam Fitzgerald, Nicholas Montiero, Tyke Durst, Braden Eves, and Frankie Mossman. Eves was up to 13th, but now back to 17th. Not sure what happened to Braden, as he had worked his way up to 13th on the opening lap, but then on that next lap fell back to 17th. That's Eves further back there, kind of settling back in. Like I said, they made an engine change overnight to the Corpay machine for Exclusive Autosports. Number 92 of Eves, former USF 2000 champion, multi-time race winner in USF Pro. Been a rough weekend for them so far. Eves actually had a decent start with a couple of 8th place finishes, top 8 finishes rather, 6th and 8th at St. Petersburg. Not, of course, what Braden Eves would be expecting. 6th place in points coming into the weekend. It didn't have a great run yesterday, as we know. 9th place in points now, but again, just 1 point behind Skeets, 4 behind Dashelski, 5 behind Mossman and Clark. Well, he's literally only 5 points behind 5th. But again, they just have not had a good weekend here as of yet for Braden Eves. But we'll see whether or not he can go racing again with this yellow. So some kind of damage to the number 3 of Danny Dashelski. So they'll get that car off the track. And again, for him, obviously some kind of contact coming through 5 or 6. Hard to see from here whether it's potentially just maybe some right rear damage, whatever happened to the car there, but they'll bring him around the back. Lights out on the pace car, folks. We're going back to racing. They'll put lap 4 in the books where they come back around. 18 again on the schedule. They'll just get the car, Dashelski, out of the way at this point here. We'll have lots of time to get him back into pit lane at that point here. Again, they don't race for quite a while, as I had said before. Green flag, again, for these drivers, not until 2:15 this afternoon. So over 4 hours from now when they're back on track. But Hunter Yaney's going to have a chance to defend again on the restart. This time, Baptiste in second, Denmark third, Sykes, Clark, and Johnson right there. Johnson was pretty looking at getting aggressive. He was looking to make some moves on Matt Clark, but not quite. Drivers just coming through 8 and 9 now. Again, a big win for Hunter Yaney yesterday. Nikita Johnson and Jace Denmark on the podium. Dashelski had a strong 4th place run. Matt Clark was 5th, Baptiste 6th. He'll have a chance to potentially get on the podium here, starting 2nd and running strong at the start, right there with Yaney. Scoto, Brooks, Mossman, and Sykes, that was your top 10. All right, coming through turn number 11, over to 12. Let's get back to a restart here. Again, lap 4 will go in the book, still 14 to go. Long way here. Contact taking Danny Dashelski out. We know that David Morales didn't start, so we are down to 18 drivers remaining on the racetrack. A gift for Frankie Mossman to be able to come back forward after that issue. Big wide run out of the corner for Hunter Yaney. Was the inside line better? It may have been. Look at this, they're snaking down the straightaway. Yaney's going to have to stay to the bottom of the racetrack here. The restart's always a great opportunity to overtake, and it is going to be exciting into turn number 1. Yaney's going to come to the middle of the racetrack a bit. Baptiste around the outside, and it's Sykes potentially able to take a spot from his teammate. He does. Simon Sykes puts the scholarship livery car up into P3. Clark taking advantage as well. Clark thinking to the inside, coming down into turn number 3. Denmark down to the bottom and to try to hold his spot. A couple of drivers running the outside line. Oh, 3 wide coming down into 4. Who's the driver? That's Nikita Johnson. Big move to the bottom of the racetrack as he's trying to take 2 of them, and Clark's going to drop a wheel on the exit. He's not giving up on Clark. He comes away with it across the bow. Matt Clark, nicely done through turn 7. Sykes able to hold on to that spot third, but Clark did not want to give it up, hung the outside of turn number 4. That was a bold move for the Canadian to hold back Johnson, who thought better of it early in the run, didn't force it, and slots back into P5. So some really aggressive racing on the restart, not surprising. And these experienced drivers going at it. Look at the fight further back, though. How about 3 wide into turn 10? Why not? Thinking about it, Johnson this time gets around. Clark getting pinched down to the bottom, and Denmark's going to have the inside run, but he's got to check up. Wise move there for Denmark as well. It's hard to take the inside line. Escoto has a look to the inside too. Man, they're stacking him up. Escoto up to a spot. Brooks right behind him. Woo! We are going at it here in Pro. Man. Ease to the tail, so whatever issues he's been battling, still there as he's at the back right now. Big lock up there for Mossman coming into turn number 1. Everybody able to get through, but he locked up the right front going to the inside into turn 1. The field again back working their way through into turn number 3, over to 4. Still the lead for Hunter Yaney. Great restart for Simon Sykes, able to capitalize and get by Matt Clark. Move himself up into 3rd. Last year's USF 2000 champion trying to have a big win. Remember an incident in the first race of the year, big wreck in turn number 9 at St. Petersburg. David Morales got caught up in that as well. Sykes trying to rebound from a tough start. Not that he's done it before. He had the same kind of an incident the year he won the championship last year, so he's just got to keep digging. Yaney pulling away a bit here now. He'd love to see this thing go to the end. Clean and green. Nice lead right now over Baptiste, who's got Sykes on the gearbox now. Christian Brooks leading Lockie Hughes and Liam Skeets. Right behind them as well, Jorge Garcia Arce. He's got a couple passes. I have a feeling that Braden Eves might have checked up. Oh, check out this fight here. It's Johnson trying to go to the inside. Johnson looked to the inside of Sykes, didn't get it done, but can he get it in turn number 3? Nikita Johnson, super aggressive, throws it down the bottom of the racetrack. And I think he may have got it done there. He does. Great pass there for Nikita Johnson. Little defensive down into turn number 4. Sykes holding on to P5. Clark 6th. Denmark 7th. Escoto 8th. Brooks, Hughes, and Skeets top 10. I was just going to say, I wonder whether or not Eves might have just kind of checked back up a little bit on the chaos of the opening laps, trying to see if he could get some more if there was another incident, because he's already got a couple positions already. When you're at the back, right, if you know something's going to happen in turn 1, make sure you have the ability to clear it and then go to work. See whether or not he's able to now make a move by Tyke Durst. Eves across the line in 16th. Here's some side-by-side racing. Matt Clark going to work here. No, that's actually the fight between Brooks and Lockie Hughes. Both these drivers on the podium, as we know, at St. Petersburg. Hughes taking the lead there with the first and second place finishes. Christian Brooks. A couple of top 5s there, second in race 1. Eves is still struggling back there, battling with Mossman right now. Brooks trying to see if he can't give himself a little breathing room from Hughes. Johnson faster than both leaders by 0.2 of a second. Nikita Johnson trying to close up here, and Hunter Yaney and Nicholas Baptiste. Yaney's got a pretty solid lead right now, though. You see that coming out of turn number 6 over to 7. The TJ Speed car on fire here this weekend. The rest of the field streaming through turn number 7. Oh, big wheel drop there. Hanging the left rear out of the gravel. You can say that was somewhere around Maybe Fitzgerald or Ho. And there's a move already for second. Nikita Johnson, P2 yesterday. Has he got a card to go win here today? Wow. Not even to the halfway point yet. In an 18-lapper. Lap 7. Call it lap 8 in the books now. Yaney's the leader, but Johnson's coming. Nikita Johnson is up on the wheel. Yeah, he was quicker by over 0.6 of a second from Yaney last time by. I think it's only a matter of time. Johnson is flying. We saw this a bit in race number 2 at St. Petersburg as he hunted down Lockie Hughes, made the pass, and then went 3 straight laps, purple laps, to cap off and build a massive gap over the last 3 laps of that race. You've done a good job developing that VRD car over the weekend at St. Petersburg. Same here for Nikita Johnson. Sure, they're on the radio letting them know you've got a better car. Just take your time. Get up to where you need to be. Baptiste, 3rd now. Sykes, 4th. Clark, 5th. Then Denmark. Then over a 2.5 back to Ricardo Escoto, so the top 6 drivers have some breathing room here. There's the gap for Hunter Yaney up front. Trying to get that second win. Matt Clark not done at all yet, and Simon Sykes isn't done either. I think both those 2 drivers, Sykes and Clark, closing up a little bit here on Nicholas Baptiste. Baptiste trying to come back from that rough one at St. Petersburg when he and Escoto got together late in the race. Race number 2. All right, Yaney gets down to a 31.7. Clark, Johnson a 31.4, so still 0.3 quicker, 0.5 back. And you can see it visually. It's only about 3 car lengths now coming out of turn 1. Johnson's going to get a little bit of the aero wash you'll get in these USF Pro 2000 cars that are more heavily dependent on the aero package. A lot more downforce on these cars than USF 2000. So if you're right up on the gearbox for the flat out turn 8 and 9, may not be super front end loaded. Going to get a little bit of that entry understeer. But you still have a long run out of turn number 9 down to 10 to potentially make that move. Johnson looks good. Does he have enough to make a run at him here? Again, lots of time still. We're only at the halfway point. 9 down, 9 to go in USF Pro 2000. The first of 2 races on the day. Second race of the weekend. Look at this. Johnson closing right up. Yaney's got to run the inside line. Over under. Can he get close enough? Can he get around the corner to turn number 12? Johnson trying to finish it off. Not quite on the inside, up on the curb. He's going to run the inside line coming through. They're side by side through 13. Big run to the outside for Yaney. Does he have a better run? Wow, those drivers went side by side. Yaney's trying to crowd him a little bit down the inside. Johnson's going to keep moving over. Johnson does have the inside line. Who's got the better brakes? Coming down into turn number 1. Johnson on the inside. Yaney's going to roll the outside still. Oh, he holds him off. Oh, nicely done for both of these drivers, giving each other just enough room. This time the outside line potentially, a little brake lock up there for Nikita. He'll over under him. This is a great fight up front in USF Pro. Johnson going to work here on Hunter Yaney through turn number 4. Look at this scrap. Now again, this is on the gearbox, super quick part of this racetrack. Yeah, Nikita thought about the inside but checked up a little bit. Back through 7. Why not? 6 and 7 combo. Back over here to 8 and 9. This is good stuff up front. Simon Sykes still holding on to 3rd. And to be honest, he may not be in the worst spot if these guys get together. Big move down the inside this time here. Yaney does not want to give it up. Johnson to the inside. They're side by side coming through. Yaney's going to be able to drive through to turn number 11. Hunter Yaney not wanting to give anything up, trying to leverage all of his experience to hold off one of the true young guns in American open wheel racing right now, Nikita Johnson, as we know. A lot of eyes on this young driver here for Nikita. He's 15 years of age. Already a race winner last year at COTA in USF Pro, and he has finally gone around the outside. Book it. New leader, Nikita Johnson. Hunter Yeany did whatever he could to hold him back, but Nikita relentless. Man, that was a solid exchange for over a full lap. Johnson, I expect, going to check out now. I'm just going to say that right now. Again, he was 2, 3, 4 tenths, even more seconds faster than Yeany. I think maybe the story now is, can Simon Sykes close up? The Sykes have what it takes to make a close. He runs third, Clark fourth, Baptiste fifth, Denmark sixth, Escoto seventh, Brooks, Hughes, and Skeets. You're capping off your top 10. Yeah, there's the lead stretching. We'll look at some lap times and some splits here now. I think Sykes potentially has the ability to close up a little bit here. You wonder whether or not Yeany may use the tires up a little bit there, trying to hold off Johnson. Lockie Hughes not done yet with Christian Brooks either. That's the battle on the right side of the screen there. That's Hughes in the 44. Still there on the gearbox of Christian Brooks, but that is for 8th and 9th. Not either of those drivers we expect to be on the grid. I think a lot of people looked at Lockie Hughes after being so dominant here in spring training, like he may be the driver to beat. And of course, coming out of the gate strongly at St. Petersburg, that definitely would have backed up that assertion. But again, as I say, every racetrack we go to, there are some teams that have maybe that setup, right? They're just a little bit better at this track or that track. Barber, they're better at Road America. Some teams have a great oval setup, as we know, right? And it's 1.5 points at the Freedom 75 and the Freedom 90. But there are just some drivers and some teams that have just that little bit extra when we go to a track. Mid-Ohio's a track I feel that happens as well. Drivers that are really good at Mid-Ohio, man, they're tough to beat because it's such a tough racetrack. VRD racing looking good here with Nikita Johnson. That second place finish yesterday, and the DNF for Lockie Hughes vaulted Nikita into a nice point lead, and he's looking to extend that here in race number 2. And man, if he keeps coming, he's going to be good in race 3 too. So it looks like we maybe have another driver off. I'm not seeing Tyke Durst back around. He may have gone to pit lane. We're putting lap 13 in the books. Yeah, so Jashelski off. I think Tyke Durst may be retirement as well. Tyke had a good run yesterday. Able to get himself up into the 11th spot, but not going to back that up here today. It looks to me like he may be in pit lane. I'm not sure what happened to Durst. Two drivers out, one not starting. 17 remain on the racetrack. Lead now for Nikita Johnson, over 2 seconds. As I said, I expected him to kind of jet away. 3/10 quicker than Yeany on that last lap. Yeany actually faster than Simon Sykes too, so he's been able to build himself a little bit more of a gap, but not by a ton. 0.6 of a second between Yeany and Sykes for P2. Sykes looks like he's dialed things back up a little bit here. Look how close he is now coming down into the braking zone. The Pabst Racing driver with the USF Pro Championships scholarship livery on the car, looking for his best race of the weekend, or race of the year so far. Simon top 10 yesterday, finished 10th. Definitely closing up here. Clark trying to do it as well. There's Baptiste. He's gone back with Sykes and Clark able to get by Nicholas Baptiste. who now potentially getting reeled in here by Chase Denmark. Oh, there's a move to the inside, little brake lock up. I think that is Denmark trying to get to the inside, but again, here's the side-by-side move. Who else is in the fight there? Well, that's a Skoto. So those are the teammates. Denmark not able to get it done, but a Skoto was able to go by Denmark. That's what it was. So now it's side-by-side again. BN Racing drivers through turn 5. Baptiste, Skoto, Denmark, Brooks, and then Hughes. I don't know that a Skoto got through there or not. I think that might be Baptiste still holding the spot. I thought it was Denmark who went to the inside. It was actually Skoto to the inside of Denmark. BN drivers looking actually pretty solid here. Skoto's going to defend to the inside a little bit there. Denmark all over him. Again, watching this fight just outside the top 4. That's 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. That's 4th. Here's 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Baptiste, or rather, Baptiste, Skoto, Denmark, Brooks, Hughes, Skeets. Sykes all alone there in the 3rd spot. Clark having another good run here to 4th. The weekend didn't cut off to a great start for Matt Clark, but that D-Force team has really dialed it in. P5 yesterday, running 4th here today. Again, as I said, came into the day here sitting 6th place in points, but tied with Frankie Mossman. Remember, Mossman's down the order right now, and I believe the 11th or 12th spot. So Clark has a chance to jump forward, although Yaney is ahead of him. Of course, Christian Brooks behind him by a little bit, as is Lockie Hughes. So could tighten things up a bit here. And Matt Clark, of course, looking to see if he can't improve on the championship standing here as well. Having a good run here so far. P4. First full season in USF Pro 2000. I think Simon Sykes continues to close here on Hunter Yaney. 3 laps to go. 3 laps remaining as we've worked our way nicely into the second half of this race. This is 2nd, 3rd, and 4th out of turn 13. Way up the road is our leader. Across the line, 3.4 seconds the lead for Nikita Johnson. Simply stretching away in this one. And as I said, folks, we'll go to victory lane, then a break. Those of you tuning in on the broadcast, we'll be back again. Our next show set to go USF Juniors. Likely firing that up at around 11:30, just before the noon hour. Back on the broadcast here for USF Juniors race number 2. We got to cap this one off with a couple more laps. Don't know that anyone's close enough to battle, at least here in the top 4. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. What happened to Christian Brooks? Brooks has gone back a little bit. Issue for Christian Brooks. He goes back to 11th. That moves Liam Skeets up to 8th, Hughes 9th, and Garciarce 10th. So something happened to Christian Brooks there on that last lap. Fell him outside the top 10 to 11th. Being potentially told a driver off in turn number 5. We'll see the white flag flying this next time by. White for Nikita Johnson. So if we get the white flag, that'll be it. Even if we go full course for the driver off, that will be it, because when they come back around. So this is essentially could be the run. If they decide to go to the yellow, this could be the run to the line here right now. The driver potentially off the track in turn 5. Everybody coming across here to get lap number 17 in the books. Johnson, Yaney, Sykes, Clark, Baptiste, top 5. Skoto 6th, Denmark in 7th. It looks like it may be Lockie Hughes off the racetrack for a second straight race. Are you kidding me? Tough one for Lockie Hughes as he's falling down the order. They have the yellow flag waving down there out of turn 4 over to 5. I don't see any. Oh, there he is there. Yeah, Lockie Hughes is off at the gravel. He is off in the gravel, final circuit, yellow flag flying in that corner. This will be the final lap of the race. Yellow flag flying in 5. Hughes in the gravel trap. Final circuits, they work their way through 8 and 9. Nikita Johnson flat put a beating on him here today, did he? Able to get by Hunter Yaney and is stretched away. It was 3.6 seconds at the line. He is going to be unchallenged coming through the final couple of corners. We may have a fight for second, third, and fourth, but nonetheless, Johnson getting it done. Point leader after a second place finish yesterday, taking advantage of the problems for Lockie Hughes, which continue here at race number 2. And he is celebrating already, coming up the front straightaway. Nikita Johnson will win race number 2 at NOLA Motorsports Park in a dominant performance for VRD Racing. Johnson with the win. 3.5 seconds to victory. Hunter Yaney again on the podium in second. First trip to victory lane, and the podium finish for Simon Sykes here at USF Pro 2000. A strong run to third for Simon, leading the Pabst crew. Matt Clark for D-Force Racing in fourth. Nicholas Baptiste over his teammate Ricardo Scotto in fifth. 5 different teams in the top 5. VRD, TJ Speed, Pabst, D-Force, and BN Racing. Scotto 6th, as I said. Jace Denmark 7th. Liam Skeets in 8th. Jorge Garciarce in 9th. And Christian Brooks holding on for 10th position. Tough one, as we said, for Lockie Hughes off in turn number 5 in the beach. Mossman just outside the top 10, 11th. Ethan Ho 12th. Adam Fitzgerald 13th. Logan Adam 14th. Nicholas Montiero and Braden Eves wrap up the 17 drivers who made it the 18-lap distance. But again, that will cap things off for USF Pro 2000. We'll see these drivers work their way back and head down to victory lane. I'll be heading down there momentarily, but again, we're back here 11:30. Scheduled start time for USF Juniors, the broadcast for USF Juniors. We'll look at a call to fire the engines around 11:40, green flag 11:45. So 11:30, join us back here, of course, on the broadcast. We're not done quite yet with this one, as we have victory lane celebrations, and I'm sure it'll be a very happy Nikita Johnson down there, scoring his second victory of the season. We had talked about the fact that we had 3 different winners to start the season. We don't stretch it to 4, as Nikita Johnson backs up that race number 2 win at St. Pete with a race number 2 win here at NOLA. 3 races on the docket. We'll see if he's able to get another one. Nonetheless, a strong drive for Nikita Johnson up front. Hey, listen, another one for Hunter Yaney to back it up for P2, and a big one for Simon Sykes. After, again, that wreck that he had in the opening race at St. Petersburg, he comes back here and ends up being on the podium. And you look at the standings for Sykes, 15th place coming into the day. He's going to put, 25 points on, so move him potentially. Yeah, I think he may luckily end up in the top 10, but maybe 11th or 12th. He's going to jump up a couple of spots for sure. Baptiste had a good run as well behind him. Nonetheless, some crucial points for Simon Sykes to put him back up closer to the order. Loses a little bit of ground still to Nikita Johnson, but closes on everybody else. So here comes the second place driver rolling in, waiting for the leader to find his way right into the middle of victory lane there. Hunter Yaney will park his car where it needs to be. There's Nikita driving her in. Nicely done for Nikita. We'll watch him get out of the car, take an opportunity to go for a quick commercial while I run down to victory lane to get things back and rolling here. Nikita, though, second win on the season. Big victory for the 15-year-old driver, man. There's a lot of eyes on this young shoe right now as he wins again. Yeah, 2 wins on the season for Nikita Johnson, the driver out of Florida, stretching the point lead as well. He'll get out of the car. Folks, don't go anywhere. When we get back after a quick messages, we'll have victory lane celebrations, and I'll have a chat with the winner, Nikita Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to victory at NOLA Motorsports Park. Another wild one there for the drivers in the USF Pro 2000 category, all part of this Continental Grand Prix. Time to get things on to bring up here. Finishing in third podium in USF Pro 2000 competition. Finishing in third for Pabst Racing, last year's USF 2 champion. Great move on. Let's try to get closer, but not quite enough. The pole, win. Second place, 2 for TJ. Sport driver, second spot. Well done for Hunter. In race number 3 this afternoon, on the podium. This here, his second win. The winner today in race number 2 for Nikita Johnson. Nikita, let's chat here really briefly first. I heard you talking when I got up here that the car was absolutely perfect. You kind of settled in, you started reeling in Hunter, and you were 3/4 of a second faster.
We started on new, so I backed off. I fell back a little bit in the very beginning to 7th or 8th, and then once the tires came in, the car was a rocket ship. I want to thank Dan and all the VRD crew because it was super fast, and once I got Hunter, I knew that I was faster, and I wasn't going to battle super hard because I knew at some point I would get around him either if his tires would fall off or he would make a mistake. So I just kept going right there, and then I finally got him in turn 1. And then after that, we just kind of settled in and did pretty good laps maintaining the distance. But yeah, it was just kind of a cruise at the end.
You did have one lap where you guys were side by side almost the entire lap. How was that when you guys gave each other a lot of room though?
Yes, sir. We have a lot for each other, but yeah, it was very fun to race side by side. You know, we never touched, maybe a tiny bit, but it was just super fun to race with him.
Who do you want to thank today?
Thank your team, my whole family for coming out, my mom, dad, Kai, everybody watching back home, everybody on the team for coming out and support, Zoa Energy, O'Maddy's, PSA Check, Tiger Precision Products, Lavu, and yeah, my dad, because he helps us.
That's it. Hop on top of the podium, Nikita. Congratulations. Great job. John, folks. Ready. To the top of the podium, USF Pro. Rubber, fresh Continentals on it. But once they did, it's a second quicker a lap. From NOLA here. Welcome to pull that car now, and we'll bring some champagne out for our top 3 drivers here: Johnson, Hunter Yaney, and Simon Sykes. So again, as I said, tuning in and watching on the stream, 11:30 scheduled start time for the broadcast for USF Juniors race number 2. Still a lot of competition, lots of racing still to go on the day. Guys, grab your champagne. Let's get to work. Grip it and rip it. Have the celebration here. Lots of racing still to go. Champagne flying. Nikita Johnson, once again, folks, scoring victory here in USF Pro 2000, extending the point lead and looking to do more of that when race 3 comes this afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast, folks. It was an early morning qualifying for USF Juniors, race for USF 2000, race for the Pro 2000 drivers. Still more to come this afternoon, 11:30 scheduled start time. We'll re-get the broadcast rolling as we get back with USF Juniors. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Again, we do appreciate it. On behalf of Anderson Promotions and Continental Tire, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.